Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sage Unfiltered. Obviously we're doing things a little bit different today. Instead of just an audio recording, I decided to do a visual, so y'all can see all of me. Okay, I wanted it to be very intimate, like I'm talking to one of my homegirls. All I have is homegirls, so like I'm talking to one of my homegirls. It's been a long time. I know last time I posted was August 12th. I know it's been a long time. Update, your girl got a tattoo. Can y'all see? Hold on. Can y'all see my butte? She's still healing. I got her August 12th, the day I dropped said episode. If y'all see me look over there, like this way, it's because I am recording on my MacBook with my iPhone. So I just want to make sure that y'all can see me. So anyways, let's get into today's episode. Today's episode is talking about being insecure, but when your insecurity isn't like a vanity thing, like it isn't like, oh, I'm ugly. And I wanted to talk about that because I recently got a new therapist. And I know in one of the episodes I talked about wanting to change therapists. I actually did. And wow, what a big difference so far. But back to what we're talking about today. Like I said, I actually did change therapists, and it's still the beginning sessions, but in the beginning, and the questions that my new therapist has been asking made me realize, oh my God, am I insecure? What? Now, first of all, I'm a fire sign. So, insecure and being a fire sign, those things cannot coexist. What are you talking about? But, I'm a Sagittarius, by the way. But, no, on a human level, I do have some insecurities. And everybody has insecurities. But when, my perception, oh my gosh, I'm hitting everything. But my perception or, my viewpoint on being insecure, I kind of always saw it as a vanity thing. Or no, that's it, a vanity thing. And I did understand insecurity can come from self-worth, but I don't know. I just was in denial about the fact that, wait, I'm insecure. Now, my insecurity doesn't have anything to do with my physical appearance, which some people's insecurities have to do with their physical appearance. They think they're ugly, they're unattractive. I don't know, maybe a certain facial feature. Am I saying that right? I don't know. A certain feature on their face isn't the most flattering. But actually, matter of fact, let's search up the definition of insecurity. So let's do that. Let's get a little technical. Oh my God, ChatGPT is frying the fuck out of my brain. Insecure. And I swear to God, that should be dumbing you down. Insecurity definition. So, to be insecure or to have an insecurity, according to Google, is uncertainty of anxiety about oneself, lack of confidence, or the state of being open to danger or threat, lack of protection, right? Another definition by WebMD is insecurity is a feeling of inadequacy. Yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. Not being good enough and uncertain. It produces anxiety about your goals, relationships, inability to handle certain situations. Everybody deals with insecurity from time to time. That's their definition, right? But I always saw insecurity as a vanity thing, and I did understand being insecure just mean not having a lack of confidence, maybe with certain areas of your life. But I just didn't realize, oh my God, I was insecure. I felt like I had moments of being insecure about certain things, but I was a very self-assured person, a very confident person. So when I was going to therapy and I'm talking to my therapist and I'm self-reflecting, she didn't call me insecure, y'all. I came to that conclusion, oh, I'm insecure because I think one of the questions were what are your good traits? or some shit like that. And like, what do you like? I guess like what I like about myself. And I was sitting there, I was like, damn, like I don't have nothing. And I'm not saying like I don't like myself. I love myself. Trust, I do a lot of things for myself. But more so like what's the word? I just focus so much on the negative, and realizing that my own inner voice is so critical. Very, very critical. The voice inside my head is very critical, very judgmental, and even very shameful, or could be shaming. And also at the time, as I was seeing my therapist, I had just started my job, and I was feeling very insecure about my workplace, and about not being fast enough, being slow, taking my time. And mind you, like, I just started the job. Now I'm like almost 2 months. Well, this month will be 2 months in, but like I was also feeling insecure about that. I still kind of do feel insecure about that, but like it is what it is. But realizing that, oh shit, I'm insecure, kind of sent me into a spiral. Y'all, going to therapy or seeing this new therapist have made me realize a lot of things about myself. I don't know what she be doing. Maybe she got like black magic in her sessions or something. Like, I really be sitting there self-reflecting and thinking. But back to the whole insecure thing. It made me feel like how when people talk about them being insecure or having any sort of insecurity, like sometimes, or it seems like majority of the times, like being seen as insecure is like a really, really bad thing. And like, you know, you do, like people get shamed for that. People get judged. Like, oh, I'm insecure about this, or I'm insecure about that. It can go one or two ways. Like, either people are like, oh no, like don't feel that type of way, or it could be like yeah, she's insecure. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that made any type of sense. I could really just be like rambling my ass off, but it also made me think like I really do see being insecure as a negative thing, because like something I've learned is when you don't have the best skill set in a certain area of your life. I don't know, is being confident is being confident a skill set? I don't think so. But when you don't have certain traits in your life, or it's not your strongest suit, it bleeds into other area of your life. And you know, me comes to terms that like, oh, I'm insecure, and I was in such a denial about it, because I was like, wait, I don't think I'm good enough. Now the funny thing is, sometimes our actions say way more than our words. And I mean, that's like, everybody always say like, believe someone's actions over their words, blah, blah, blah. But like, I could tell people all day, every day, oh, I'm confident. But like, when I actually sat down with myself and I looked at my own actions, I would be like, actually, if you loved yourself just a little bit, you would not be acting like that. And, you know, I was like, damn, like maybe I am insecure. And maybe it took 24 years of my life to realize that. Now, I understand I could be reserved and maybe shy. I hate to use the word shy with me. I feel like quiet black women just never like get the space to just be in stillness. But, or introverted in peace. But like, I guess shy, or maybe, you know, observational. But I never saw myself as like being insecure. But when I think about like my love life, or like moments where I was in conflict and I did not stand up for myself, and I'm not saying like, oh, it's because of my insecurity, it's because I did not feel like I was good enough to be in a better situation, right? Like, for example, my love life. If I was confident enough, like I claim I claimed I was. But let me tell you something though. You can have confidence in other areas of your life for sure. Like you can have the confidence and the self-worth in other areas of your life, but some areas is just a little bit not too much. But I'm still feel iffy about that within myself. I don't want to put what I'm about to say, my personal opinion, onto others, right? So like I was saying, when it came to my love life, right? I stayed in situations that I did not need to be in way too long, dealing with people way too long, right? Because simply off the fact that I was insecure, and subconsciously maybe I believe like this is what I deserved and I wasn't good enough for any other treatment, right? Even though if someone were to tell me that while I was going through whatever situation I was going through with whoever I was going through it with, I'll be like, what? No, like you're crazy, like how dare you say that to me? But like subconsciously, like if you were confident or you wasn't insecure about like how you felt, or you thought that you were good enough, or I had a better voice in my head, like a positive one, I wouldn't have not stayed in those situations. And I don't know, it just made me think about how like insecurity is seen as such a really bad thing, when we need to embrace being insecure so we can transition into being confident, or just to feel like I am enough in whatever area and stage in life that you're experiencing your insecurities in. And it's okay to be insecure. I think we need to give ourselves the space to be awkward and figuring it out. Now, like I said, my insecurity is feeling like, oh, I'm just not doing enough. I'm not doing it right. Right? Like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing it right. And I feel like that goes into me, like, being perceived in a sense. And, like, I hate to be perceived. I hate anyone to have any type of perception of me because I cannot control it. And if it's a bad perception or judgment on me, well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like where I am in my life, I feel like, oh, I don't give a fuck. But like, actually, I think I do give a fuck. Like, I think I do care. Certain people I care about, like, sorry, I really gotta think about this. Like, do I really care? Like, I don't know. Do I really give a fuck? Because I can't really say, like, not every person I give a fuck. But like, I don't want people to think I'm a bad person because I'm not a bad person. But like, I feel like I give a fuck in an area that I have to repeatedly show up in. Like, but do I? Like, I don't know. It depends on what time of the day you catch me. But sometimes, like, being perceived, like, I actually do give a fuck about that. So let me go back onto that. Like, actually being perceived, I actually kind of do give a fuck about that. And because something that I realized is because it's like, I don't feel like anything I do is enough. Right? Subconsciously, not on a conscious level, but subconsciously, there's a little voice inside my head saying that nothing that you do will ever be enough, right? Especially if you didn't grow up in a household that was validating or that gave enough praises, then criticism or judgment or like they just made you feel like you're always doing something wrong, right? You know, something also in therapy made me realize, like, oh, I come from a household where I didn't really get told, like, or I didn't really get a lot of praises. I'm not saying I didn't get none, but, like, I didn't get a lot for me to be like, oh, yeah, like, no, I barely, bitch, like, a handful. Sorry for all the cussing, y'all. I'm gonna work on that. But, I didn't really get that much praising, and I'm not trying to blame it on my childhood or anything, because I'm almost 24, and, you know, I'm responsible for how I move in the world, and I have to deal with my shit and get it together. But I'm just saying, like, this is what I was thinking about when I was like, oh my god, I'm fucking insecure, right? Still can't believe it to this day, but like now I see it, and my insecurity shows up in my anxiety. I get so scared. I get so not scared, but nervous, like really nervous, and like unsure of myself, and scared, unsure, and very worried, and I overthink a lot. Like, I am someone also realizing my insecurity, or because I'm insecure and then I get anxiety, it leads to me internalizing a lot. Oh my God, do I internalize a lot? It's always me, 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 me. Something that I learned in therapy recently is how we kind of have these two thought, like how we think in two different ways. Now, I really wish I could be as descriptive as my therapist was when she explained it to me, but I don't know how to explain it like she did, so I'm going to explain it to my best ability. So when you're a child, you only think one way, right? Like, for example, damn, I'm about to go through our therapy notes. Like, hold on, y'all, give me one moment. Because the way she explained it was, like, so smart. Like, when you're, like, because I'm turning 24, I'm now having these, like, adult complex thoughts versus, like, when you're a child and you only kind of see and view things one way. Oh, my God, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. My bad, y'all. That's basically what that shit was. Like, literally, exactly word from word, bar from bar, exactly what the fuck we talked about. Because, like, I internalized so much, it made me realize, like, it made me think, like, I'm thinking like a child. Like, you know how kids do a lot of internalizing before they realize, wait, ain't got shit to do with me. But, like, I do a lot of internalizing. Like, if there's a problem or someone has an issue with me, or I have an issue with someone, I'm like, but what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Like, but then there's moments when my adult self and the version of myself now who is, forming her frontal lobe is like, but that don't really got shit to do with me. But am I going to sit here and lie and say, like, my first thought isn't, like, internalizing it and making it a me thing and carrying other people's emotions or guilt and on top of my own feelings? So I think that's why I get so insecure. All of those things. Having insecurity, being anxious, and internalizing the fuck out of it. So I really don't know where this episode is going, y'all. I think I'm just ranting. Well, anyways, back to what we were talking about on insecurities. How am I working to not be insecure anymore? I ain't got a fuck clue in the world. Not gonna lie. Like, I just accepted it. Like, and it's like, I just accepted, like, okay, right now in this part of my life, I'm insecure. I'm unsure about myself, and the way I show up in the world, it affects my ability. Well, am I okay with it? No, because it does affect my ability on how I view myself and what I think of myself, and if I'm deserving of certain things. And that's something that I don't like. It is human, but it's something that I don't like. And why I say that is because when you have a character trait that negatively, or negative is a strong word, that sets you back, which it could be subjective, right? It affects all area of your life. Like, yes, I'm insecure about whatever the fuck I may be insecure about, but, like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm insecure about, but I can see I have a lack of confidence in my life that, that I hesitate to initiate and act on things that I want to do because I don't feel like I could do it. Okay, maybe we just figure out what is the insecurity. But, like, because of that hesitation, it shows up in every area of my life. Like I said, at work, I felt like, oh, I'm not good enough to work here. Mind you, I work at a fast food restaurant. What the fuck are you talking about, queen? But, like, I was having a really hard time. Oh, really hard time. Like, my first week of working, I think I cried. I wonder if I think I cried on the first day, actually. Because I just did not feel that confident to be there. I was like, wow, I think I went way over my head. And maybe I'm just not as good. Like, I'm not as good. And, like, it sucks. Like, to feed yourself those thoughts in your head. And I hate to feel that way about myself, or I don't like that I feel that way about myself, because I know if I had a friend who felt that way, I'd be like, you don't need to be so hard on yourself. And that's another thing, like, because my insecurity like I said earlier, the voice inside my head is so shameful, so judgmental, so the bitch is mean. It's like, damn, I'm so insecure, and my inner voice is not the best. Who can I go to? You know what I mean? Like, I need to, if I am the only person I have, right, and I'm not a safe space to myself, who can I go to? Because yes, I go to a therapist, but she's paid to be there, and that don't mean you shouldn't go to therapy. I'll go to therapy, because if I didn't go to therapy, I wouldn't realize, like, oh shit, I'm actually insecure as fuck. So, what am I doing to work on it? Honestly, y'all, I have no clue. I'm just trying to get out of being so hesitant and actually, like, because I feel like, oh, I'm not good enough and I hesitate to do certain things, I decided to start doing shit and to follow through with it. But I am impatient, but that doesn't mean to give up, especially if you're someone who likes to see quick results. You're not always going to get that in life. Like, you actually have to build things and take time, and that is something I've been learning, discipline. So I'm gonna be disciplined in working on my confidence and my self-worth and my self-esteem and my inner voice to be better at handling the root of my insecurity, and knowing that my insecurity isn't vain. Like, I just have to try and put my best foot forward and give myself grace, because everybody talks about the world is a hard place, but if I'm hard to myself, then where the fuck can I go? But yeah, that is today's episode. It's really short, sweet, and it's really short, sweet, and simple, because I feel like I'm rambling in y'all's ears. Thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna make sure this month we get 2 episodes of the podcast. I did used to make videos, y'all, but I just like doing the podcast. I feel like it's easy. I feel like it's simple. And because to get up video ideas, that she's taking me damn near like forever. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. What are some things that you're insecure about, or areas of your life that you're insecure about? If you don't mind sharing in the comments, I'm really open to any type of feedback. Tell me how y'all like about this new setup. I am gonna record another episode, so if y'all see me in the same fit, same hair, this was recorded the same day, because I'm really trying to get back on my YouTube. Okay, like, I've been posting all year, except for June. I did not post in June, but I damn near been posting all year. So, anyways, thank you again for watching on another episode of Sage Unfiltered. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.